Hello, everybody. Today I've decided to do a tutorial on loaded baked mashed potatoes. And I've already boiled my potatoes, which I use out of whole potatoes. I peeled them, diced them, boiled them, and I put them in a pan. And for this dish, you would need, which I have a pound of potatoes, which is already boiled, peeled in the pan. You would need, I use these three seasonings for mine. You'll need butter, pet milk, cream cheese, sour cream, cheese, bacon bits, and you'll need parsley flakes to top it off. First thing I'm gonna do here is sit that there. First thing that I do to mine, I like to do everything in order. So I go ahead and add the seasoning to it before I mash them out, so that it can be through all the potatoes. And I also add extra black pepper because I like the black pepper, the taste the pepper give them. It's just like if you was eating a baked potato, you would add a lot of black pepper. So I add lots of black pepper. I use a cooking spoon, which is this size. Butter gives potatoes a really good taste. So what I do is, I get 2 spoons of butter. And I go ahead and mash them. Mash them out really good till there are no clumps. It's still gonna be a little lumps in them, but you don't want it to be so much. Just get everything broke down and the butter and stuff mixed in well and together. I think I'm gonna add a little more butter to mine because I like for mine to be really creamy. So I added 3 spoons of butter to mine. And I'm gonna go ahead and add more black pepper because I don't really see it in my potatoes. After, now they're all meshed out. Now I'm gonna add the 8-ounce cream cheese. You can also buy it in packs, but I think that the tube is much softer. And you're gonna dump the whole tube in here. Depending on what size dish you use, you may use 2. But I used a pound. I'm not even sure what, I'll tell you in a second what size bag potatoes I used. So you're gonna go ahead and get the cream cheese, stir all the way through. Also, you need to go ahead and preheat your oven at about 375. Once you get the cream cheese stirred in really, really good all the way through the potatoes, you're gonna go ahead and add your sour cream, which I use Daisy sour cream, which this is a 14-ounce tube. You're not gonna use the 14-ounce tube. You can use about half of this. They sell them in the smaller tubes, which will be the size you can use. But I got this size because I'm going to be making tacos another day. So you go ahead and squeeze about half of this tube. Half of the tube into the potatoes. Once you get all this in and stir it up really good, everything mixed up together, and I will be adding more black pepper. I like to see my pepper in my potatoes. I give it a really good taste. Okay, after you got everything mixed in well, I like to go ahead and taste mine before I add my pet milk, because if it's too salty, you can add a little more milk and it'll make it balance out well. Those are delicious, y'all. They're delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more salt to it. And what I'm gonna do is, you're not gonna need this whole can of pet milk. So I'll say you can just pour a little across the top. You don't wanna make them too soupy. So once you pour the milk onto the potatoes, you give them a nice stir. And you see how they looking, which, if they still kind of really thick, you can add a little bit more milk to them. Okay. You see there? That's the texture you want it to turn out to be. And once you got everything stirred together and mixed well, you're gonna pat it all down evenly. And what you do now is you take some Velveeta shreds and you pour it evenly across the top. And you take some bacon bits. I like to get real bacon bits. So you take the bacon bits and you pull them even across the top also. Just layer the top with bacon bits. And you take the parsley flakes. Listen, you can use parsley flakes or you can use chives. I rather use chives, but I don't have chives. So I'm going to use the parsley flakes. Now I got all that mixed in together. I got everything in. What I do is I go across to the top of it with milk. And on top of the parsley flakes, I just add a few more flakes of cheese. Now it's finished. This is about to go in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes.